I don't know what I'm gonna name this particular video or this series yet because I haven't yet come up with that. But I just want to make this video to share this with you right now because I have it fresh inside my head, or else I'll forget it later. So yeah. Hi everyone, my name is Dr. Saniya and I have recently finished my MBBS. I am currently working as a medical officer in one of the hospitals that's near my place. So in this video, I'm going to talk to you guys about one of the many incidents that, happen with us as doctors on a daily basis, which really, touch our hearts. So maybe I'm going to name the series like a story time or something. Anyway, I'll figure that out later. So recently, I was just working in the casualty where I'm currently posted in, and I just went up because I had to fill a form or something. I just went on the first floor in a different OPD, and I just went to help a colleague or someone to fill that form. So while I was doing that, an uncle came. It was a couple actually. So the patient was the uncle, okay, and he was, I think, 65 or 70 years old, and he had a bypass surgery done just a week ago, okay. So when you do an open heart surgery, they make a huge cut on your chest wall, okay, and it's a very invasive surgery. So it usually at least takes a minimum of 6 weeks to recover from that surgery. But since this guy had an infection, he had to come up to the doctor and show that infection because there was pus coming out of his wound, which is a very common complication that happens after any kind of surgery, especially heart surgery. So he was in a lot of pain, okay, and he came with his wife, but he kind of sounded very disappointed and he was a little bit angry and upset, and I could sense it, okay. So we were trying to help, like I and a clerk who was sitting right next to me, we were trying to help him and trying to like guide him to what to do next. But turns out that he's old, okay, so he did not know where to go exactly. And these hospitals, they have a huge process, long process. It's very tiring, and you need to follow every step to get a particular consultation, especially in the hospital that I'm working in, because it's a government setup. So it usually takes a little longer for them to avail the services, and he was getting a little frustrated. But it is okay, it's understandable for them to get frustrated because first of all, all of them, they're not educated, and they're old. They don't know, they're not familiar with all of these things. So there was a resentment in his voice, and we could figure that out. So we were trying to help him. We just started talking to him, and we were trying to make him feel relaxed, make him feel comfortable, and just explain him. He was sort of in the middle. He was kind of losing his temper on us. So that's when we sensed that there's something wrong. There's something wrong going with this guy. So we just tried to talk to him, and we were explaining him, just relax, it's okay, it's going to be fine. We were trying to like help him. And then his wife came, and even though his wife was there with him, he still he was telling us that she does not understand where to go, because again, they're old, they're not educated, it's fine. But then I asked them, do you have any kids, do you have any children? And that's when that uncle, he started crying. He literally started, there were tears in his eyes. He was 65-year-old dude, and he started crying. And his wife was there with him, but she couldn't really help him that much because she was not familiar with the whole process. She was not comfortable in the city. So he was more concerned that she will get lost, and she won't be able to find the right place for him, or she won't be able to help him. So he was frustrated because of all of that. So I just casually, we casually asked him, what about your kids? Do you have any kids? And that's when the uncle, his voice became a little low, and he started mumbling something in his native language, but we couldn't understand. But later we could figure it out, and he was basically saying how his kids are not there for him today. He's like, they're all busy working, they're not here to help me. And that guy, he literally started crying. 65-year-old uncle, 65-year-old dude, he started crying. Literally, his eyes teared up, and we felt so bad for him because no old person in this world deserves to be treated that way, especially after going through so much, especially after going through an open heart surgery, which is so like scary, okay. And it's actually scary, and he didn't have anyone to like take care of him. It was so sad, guys, I swear. It felt so bad looking at him crying like that. But surprisingly, his wife, I don't know, she was taking the side of his children, and she was saying that no, he's just exaggerating, that's not how it is, our kids are very nice and this and that. She was constantly trying to justify her children and take their side, which is something that we felt very bad about. So we heard heard it like once or twice, it's none of our business. But for the third time and fourth time when she was telling it, the clerk who was sitting next to me, he sort of snapped at her, that lady, and not snapped, but he just said, okay, you know, if your kids would have really been nice and supportive, they would have, at least one of them would be here today for their father. So that's when the woman went quiet. And the uncle, he was just crying, you know, like for 10 minutes he was just crying and crying and crying. And we were just trying to be there for him and support him and, you know, help him in the best way that we could. But it was so sad, man. It's so disheartening to see, you know, these people, especially old people, going through all of this alone. And this is not just one case, you know, I literally come across every single day one such patient, one such old person who has nobody, you know, nobody to be there for them. And that particular incident just hit me so hard, you know, because I can never imagine somebody doing something like that to their parents. Because, you know, when you were a child, when you couldn't do anything for yourself, your parents took care of you. You know, they did their best to give you every possible thing. They sent you to school, they made you educated, you know, they took care of you, they clothed you, they bathed you, they feed you, they did everything for you. So, you know, when parents, as they become older, they sort of become like children, you know, they start acting like children. I genuinely can see that with my parents, and I can see that with everybody around. You know, as people grow older, they become like kids. They act like kids. Sometimes they don't listen to you. So when you grow into an adult, you sort of have to become their parent. You know, it's like a circle of life. Like, since they took care of you when you were a kid, now you need to take care of them when they're old. And it's literally your responsibility. You know, you can never run away from it, no matter what. Like, no matter how much you don't like your parents, you know, whatever XYZ reasons, you still need to show up for them, because at the end of the day, you are a human, man. I mean, how can you abandon your parents like that? So yeah, the whole and sole reason behind making this video was for me to just make you guys understand about how important these things are, and how our parents need us every step of the way as they become older. And we should never leave them alone, especially when they're sick, especially when they can't look after themselves. Because remember that you also are going to be a parent one day, and God forbid if you are in the same position as they were, and your child does not help you, then you will realize, you know, what you did to your parents. So at least just for the sake of it, you know, just be there for your parents, you know, help them, and never make them feel abandoned. Okay, so that's all I had for today. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, and if you have anything to share, let me know in the comment section below. If you want more such videos, again, let me know. I would love to make more videos like these. Inshallah, I will meet you with another story time session. Till then, take care. Bye bye.